Mari, do 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 do. Jay, do 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 do. Plushies, do 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 do. CharmingAnalysis. Hey guys, welcome back to the CharmingAnalysis podcast. I'm Mari.
And Jay.
And today, we're finally going to be talking about something that I've actually been wanting to talk about for the longest time. I keep seeing so many people talking about it, and I'm like, I finally want to fucking talk about this shit. So today, we are going to be talking about the show Bluey. And now everyone starts texting me. Oh, good lord. It's fine. I'm not redoing that.
Okay.
Anyway, so, why don't you explain what Bluey is about?
It's about it's a preschool show about a family of dogs, and they do normal things. Normal, everyday stuff in real life, and it's basically a slice of life show. I don't know what else you want me to say.
But yeah, basically, for those who don't know, basically what Jay said, it's about the Healer family, who is made up of Bingo and Bluey, who are sisters, and Chili and Bandit, who are their parents. And it's basically just them going through life. It's a slice of life show, in a sense. Mm-hmm. So, what do you think of the show Bluey, honey? I want to know your thoughts first, because I probably have more to talk about than you do. So, you go first.
It's cute. It's educational. But it's just not for me.
Well, I get that. It's not going to be for everybody. But I get that. However, let's both admit that it's actually good. It's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for kids and everything.
Yeah, and it is good for adults as well, because it does, hit, some heavy topics, mainly for, parents and, kids trying to learn, different ways about adult stuff, in a sense. So, yeah, it's good for all ages. It's mostly for kids, but it is good for all ages, in a sense. So, for me, I personally like Bluey. I think it's adorable. I think it's very wholesome, and they actually do talk about, heavy topics, but they do it in a way that's good for kids to understand. So that way, it's easy for the parents to talk to the kids about it, but it's also not too, heavy to the point where it's going to affect the kids. It's showing them in, a healthy way and, a mature way what's going on in society and stuff. Examples of some stuff that Bluey does talk about that is a bit heavy hitting. So there is some stuff that they do talk about. They do talk about infertility in the episode Onesie. They do briefly mention that in a sense, Chili's sister Brandy isn't able to have children. They say it in a way that she can't have the things she wants, unfortunately. That's kind of how they phrase it and stuff. And they also have episodes where they talk about political parties. They also talk about how people deal with death in a sense. There was an example, I don't remember which episode it was, where there was a budgie that died and Bluey was sad about it, but the dad was trying to explain in a way that Bluey would understand that sometimes death happens and you gotta just be prepared for it, in a sense. But they do it in a way that's very good for kids to understand, but not too harsh about it. They're doing it in a way that they can understand it, which I think is a good thing, because these are some lessons you should be learning, during your childhood and stuff, but you also learn about when you're older. But it's a good way to introduce it to children and stuff when they're younger and all that, because there's times you're gonna be where did this person go, and they don't realize that they're gone. So it's basically trying to explain it in a way that's educational and good for kids. So who's your favorite character in Bluey, honey? I want to know your opinion. Who's your favorite character?
Probably Bandit.
Bandit's your favorite?
Yeah.
So out of the main family, Bandit's your favorite?
Yeah.
Well, what about outside the main family? Who's your favorite outside the main family?
I don't know their names.
Well, do you have one specifically? Because I know most of their names.
No.
Really?
Even if you list them off, I would not be able to tell you.
Okay. So in the main family, my favorite is probably, I'm going to have to say Chili. I think Chili's my favorite out of, like, the main family. Like, along with I like all the characters, but if I had to pick one specifically, Chili's probably my favorite. Like, she's, like, the best mom. Like, oh my gosh. Her and Bandit are such good parents. I'm, like, so proud of them. Outside the family, I have a couple favorites, like Brandy, who's Chili's sister. I love her to absolute pieces, even though she was in a one episode. I don't care. She's fucking so sweet. I also like Pom, who's the little Pomeranian. And it's really all I can think of. And also Calypso, who's their teacher. I do think Calypso's a good character as well. So the only episodes we watch, because we don't have internet at our new house yet. Basically, we saw Seesaw, which I thought was really funny. That was Pom Pom's episode that she got introduced in. We saw Onesies, which is probably one of my favorite episodes. In all honesty, that's got to be one of my favorite episodes. We also saw Keepy Uppy, which I thought was honestly so fucking fun and adorable. Like, they made it so fun and hilarious. And it's a good way to, like, you know, entertain your kids. Like, these kids are so fucking pure, man. I think we also saw Double Babysitter, which was also a good one. That was basically about their Uncle Rad and their friend Frisky babysitting Bingo and Bluey while the parents were, like, out of town or something, or, like, on vacation. Something like that. They weren't at the house that night. So I do think it was a cute episode, getting to, like, see these characters interact, and I think they're so fucking adorable. Oh my gosh. Like, such cute characters. And then we saw a couple of the shorts. We saw the Lollipop song, which I thought was so fucking cute. Like, there's a lot of episodes that are pretty basic, and there's a lot of them that, like, have actual meaning to them. But some of the basic ones are fun to watch. Like, if you don't want to watch one that, like, has a heavy-hitting topic to it, you do have some that are, like, just chill and you don't really have to worry about stuff. But, like, Seesaw was a good one. I thought that was cute. So out of all the episodes you've seen for Bluey, honey, which ones are your favorites? I want you to give me your top 3. Go.
Well, the ones of, like...
Just the ones you've seen. It doesn't have to be the ones we watched already today, but just the ones you've seen. Which are your top 3?
I like Double Babysitter. I like whenever they go to the store.
I remember that one.
Store.
I remember that one when they were, like, pretending they had a pizza oven.
Yeah.
That was a funny one. And so is it Double Babysitter, then the grocery store one? What's your top one? What's your top favorite one that you would recommend, I guess?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure about that one?
Blend in together for me.
Well, yeah, but then again, there's a lot of, like, short episodes, and there's a lot of them that are, like, the longest I think is, like, 11 minutes, so they're not that long episodes, so you can literally binge watch this fucking show if you could and stuff. So for me, my top 3 would be Double Babysitter. 2 would be Seesaw. And my top 1 I would pick, out of all the ones I've seen, has to be Onesies. Onesies is definitely my top 3 favorite. It's my top favorite. Mainly because it has Brandy in it, but still. But yeah, Onesies is probably my favorite of the episodes. I do like how they interact with each other in it. And I wish Brandy was in more episodes. I hope eventually they do have her in more episodes, because it'd be nice to see her, like, a lot more. Because she's only in, like, one episode, I think. At least that I can think of. So, and for me, out of all the shorts I've seen, my favorite has to be a tie between the Lollipop song and Honk. Those are probably my favorite shorts regarding Bluey. What about you, honey? What are your favorite shorts from Bluey?
I just said.
I meant not the episodes. I mean the shorts, like the shorter things.
I don't know. All of them are short to me. Like,
okay.
All of them are yeah.
Okay, I was just curious. Because the regular episodes are like 11 minutes, while like the shorter episodes are between like 2 to 5, I think, depending on which episode you're looking at. Okay, so this is going to be probably one of our shorter episodes, so I guess, would you recommend this show to like somebody? Because I definitely would.
Recommend it to kids, you know?
Well, I meant besides kids. Like, would you recommend it to like parents that have kids, or like parents that are trying to teach kids stuff? Because I think this is a good show for parents to teach kids stuff too.
Yeah.
Would you personally watch it again? Because I would.
Yeah, I will watch it again.
Okay, so last question I'll ask, and then I'll go into a few things, and then we'll give our rating. So, currently there's 3 seasons of this. I'm trying to what's an episode that you would want them to talk about if they haven't done it already? What would you like them to like?
Be a slice of life show and not talk about much stuff.
You just like the slice of lifeness?
That's what makes it Bluey.
I know. I'm just curious about your thoughts. But yeah. So yeah, like I mentioned before, there is currently 3 seasons. If you guys are interested in watching it, it is on Disney Plus. I do know that because I've seen it on there, and it's also on YouTube. If you can find the episodes, they do have some full episodes on YouTube as well. So yeah, let's give our ratings, because this is going to be like a short episode because there's not really much to it. So this will be like probably the shorter episodes that we do. Mm-hmm. So what do you... I'll give my rating and then you give yours. So for Bluey, I would give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's a genuinely solid show. It's got good slice of life moments. It's got good moments where they try to teach people stuff, which I think is a good thing, especially with like, you know, kids these days. I think it's a good way to talk about like some heavy-hitting topics to kids, so that way they can understand stuff better, like death and stuff like that. But yeah, I give it a solid 9 out of 10. I would definitely watch more. What about you? What do you give Bluey out of 10?
7.
You give it a 7? So you would watch it again?
I would watch it, it's just not for me.
Which I get. But even if it's not for you, would you like, you know, recommend it to people? Because I would.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of adults seem to like it, but I think a lot of adults just gravitate toward it because it's not as shitty.
Yeah. It's a great show. Like, it doesn't really, like, go... There's not really a bad episode, in my opinion. Like, it's a solid show. And, like, I'm glad they have, like, the amount of seasons that they do. I'm surprised they have 3 seasons, which I'm surprised at. I thought it would have had more, or, like, 1 or 2 seasons, but it's got, like, 3. I do hope they make more seasons for it, because I will gladly...
Preschool shows are not that hard, like, to produce.
I know,
Sure,
but, like...
That's why they keep going for more seasons.
Yeah.
And they're, like, what, 7-minute episodes? Yeah.
Well, it depends. Like, there's a couple 11-minute, and there's...
That would be great.
There's a couple 11-minute, and there's a couple, like, shorts. So, yeah. I will say this, though. If you are trying to get into Bluey, I do recommend watching the shorts first, or, like, the shorter episodes, before you get into, like, the 11-minute ones. But they're pretty, like, quick to go through, in my opinion. Like, it doesn't feel like you're watching a whole episode. It feels like you're watching, like, a bunch of shorts. So, you could literally binge watch this in probably, like, a day or so. At least the first season. But yeah, that's basically the end of the podcast. It's a bit of a shorter one, which is fine with me. So yeah, the next one we're planning on working on, which is going to take us a little bit, mainly because of, the episodes are like almost an hour long. We're going to be working on Breaking Bad season 2. Mm-hmm. Probably not tonight though, because it's like, you know, I just want to have a chill night with my bean. So yeah, we are going to be doing Breaking Bad season 2. It's probably going to come out sometime in the next, like, couple weeks or so, depending on how long it takes for us to watch it. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, I'm Mari.
Okay.
And we're out.